You know, everybody keeps saying that gig work is dying. I literally just did a $90 Amazon Flex blog. So let's talk about what's really going on. Because I don't think gig work is dying. I just think that something else is happening. I'm James. Just call me Jamie. Welcome back to another video. Hey, y'all. Happy Friday. Okay, y'all, we at the desk today. We not in the car. Sometime I got to start trying to switch it up when I don't want to be in the car. I just come to my desk. As y'all can see, my desk is in my living room. We got the little fireplace going. But yeah, let's get back to the title. And y'all see the title of the video is Gig Work Dying. So we're going to talk about that today because I just think that gig work is always going to be around, but I don't plan on doing it forever. But I don't think that it's just dying, but let's go ahead and get into the video. So if you've been on YouTube or even if you've just been doing gig work, you probably seen plenty of people on YouTube saying that it's slowing down, gig work is dying, it's not worth the money anymore, it's too many drivers, the pay is down. And honestly, I will tell y'all, some of that is true. Some of that is entirely true. But everybody experience is different. And I'm going to tell y'all my experience because I actually go out here and do this gig work thing, not just talk about it. I just did a $90 blog with Amazon Flex. I had 33 packages. And I'm not going to lie, it hasn't been the worst, but it definitely did make me think, is this even worth it or is gig work really dying? And like I tell y'all, some days is good, some days is questionable. And that's just the reality of doing gig work when gig work is your current income, whether you're doing it full-time, part-time, whether you're just doing it as a side hustle, like me, just doing it as a side hustle till I get to where I want to be. That's the reality of doing gig work. And I just think that gig work is always going to be around, whether it be people out there driving, doing it, or they get a robot to go out there and do it. Gig work is going to always be around until it can't be around no more. And I don't think that it's dying. I just think that something else is happening with gig work. You know, they have more drivers now. And when I say they have a lot of drivers, they have a lot of drivers. And sometimes I feel like they have too many drivers more than they can compensate for. And that's why we getting a lot of shitty orders, as I want to say. And, you know, there's more drivers that are trying to make extra money because y'all know this economy is jacked up. People got bills to pay. People need, you know, sometimes this gig work thing is people's full-time income when they've lost their job in this economy or they've been doing it and before, you know, the job before COVID when it was really on and popping. And I just feel like the apps are just adjusting, like things are changing. As the prices go up, gas prices go up, money is funny. And especially with these gig apps, a lot of these gig apps are not paying like they used to pay. You know, what used to be easy money is not easy no more. You gotta work for it, wherein you ain't really had to work for it like that. It just was like, ooh, I could make $100 in like 2 hours. Wherein now you make it $100 in maybe 5 hours or 7 hours. It just depends on your location. And like I said, back then you had less drivers, less competition, better pay, easier orders, but now you're going to have to work for it. It ain't easy. You got to work for it now in this economy. And I just feel like it's just more competition, but you got to be more strategic about it. You got to pick your orders wisely depending on the app you're using, whether that's Amazon Flex, Walmart Spark, DoorDash, whatever app you're using. You just have to be more strategic about it and pick your orders strategically, making sure that order is worth you leaving your house and wasting gas. Because if you're doing gig work right now, you can't just accept any order just because you're trying to make your quota for the day, as you want to say. If you're trying to make $100 a day or $150 for the day. Whatever you're trying to make, you got to pick your orders wisely. You just can't accept anything and go out for anything because that's just giving desperate at this point. And I don't know everybody's situation, but I know from my experience in my situation, I just don't go out for any old thing. When I turn on that Walmart Spark app or that Amazon Flex app, I'm going to make sure when I leave my house, it's worth it. I'm not wasting gas for whatever. And what I might accept, you might not accept. You might feel like 33 packages for $90 is not worth it compared to my situation. And I might feel like it's worth it. Sorry, y'all. My dog was barking at the people outside. Sorry about that. But like I said, you just got to know your times. You got to know your area, and you just got to be more selective with what you choose. And sometimes when I go out there and I take orders, I start to feel like, yeah, you know what? This ain't even worth it. This ain't even worth me taking it. I won't realize that until after the fact when I take some of them Amazon Flex blocks and I get to the warehouse and I find out how many packages I have, and then I find out how far I gotta drive. And I'm just like, you know what? This ain't even worth me doing it. And I do have that choice to be like, I'm not doing this. Like, there's been a time or two that I'm like, they're sending me more miles than the money that they're giving me. And I'm just like, I'm not driving that far. I'm not doing that because it's not worth that at all. And that might be money I lose out on that day, but it is what it is. You playing you know, a game when you picking these Amazon Flex blocks or whatever you decide to do. It just is what it is when you're in that gig work lifestyle. You just got to accept it. So it just is what it is. And then, you got the people that be like, AI is, I'm not going to even get into that. I'll save that for a whole nother video. But I just don't feel like for this right now, gig work is not dying. Like, they're just trying to find innovative ways or more ways to hire on more. Like, people are getting hired on doing gig work every day. I just feel like it's going to be always around for the time being. Like, they're always hiring people on to do these gig work apps, and they're always firing people from these gig work apps when you do something to mess up, because that's opening the door for more gig workers. So I don't feel like it's going nowhere, no time soon. I don't feel like it's dying. That's what I can say right now from my experience. But like I tell y'all, I don't plan on doing this forever, because as soon as I get to where I need to be, I'm over it with these gig apps. And I know y'all like the gig work content, but I'm doing what I got to do for now. But eventually, yeah, I got to do away with these gig apps because it's up and up for me when it comes to doing these gig work apps. And I just don't want to do this forever. Not from my experience. What my situation is, I don't want to do this forever. It's not for me. So, yeah. But I do want to ask y'all, do y'all think gig work is dying? Or do you feel like gig work is just changing? And if you are doing gig work, leave your comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.